So let's talk about our favorite topic on this podcast, which is bad parenting. This method of parenting, you would think that it would seem to be good at first, but this just on the surface. We're going to talk about the type of parent that always say yes to the kid, that never tell the kid that they are wrong. So what that do is that the child would never know that they are wrong, and it would bleed over to the adult's life. And I know that because I see people like that at work. Like, I have two of them that are very aggressive. They do not like to be told what to do by the manager at all. One of them even talked back to the manager. So you are used to this when you're growing up. That's why. There are a parent that does it. You can never do no wrong. And unfortunately, that's not how it works in real life. Like, this guy at work have like really big personality. He doesn't like the manager telling him what to do. He doesn't like it when I tell him what he's supposed to do, which is part of his job because he was taking over for my shift. So, like, why do you even be at work then if you have a problem with everybody telling you what you're supposed to do? That is part of your job description. But then they can't really do anything about it, even if he was being rude to other people at work. And we're talking about people who are from other department because also abusing his privilege as a person of color, he would just go in a rage about it. That we are picking on him because he's a person of color. And, that's always fun when they play the race card. But what it really come down to is the poor parenting of not being able to tell your child that what you did, like any bad behavior as a kid, yet you did was inappropriate, it was wrong, your reaction to it, being mad, throwing a tantrum, that's not acceptable. So people should be taught that at an early age. And they also find partner who are similar to the parent, the type that can't tell them that they are wrong. So their partner is the same way, very submissive. He can be yelling on the phone like all the time, and this other person on the line would just take it. Because I know that because he would be on the phone during his shift all the time and just talk in this like obnoxiously sassy tone. Even talk back to the manager when they come in, and nobody can't do anything about it because he's a person of color. So it's create a hostile work environment for the people. I also heard from my other coworker that there was an argument between them, and then he started cursing out somebody else. Very hostile work environment because his parent failed to raise him. He just had this baby man child attitude that he's always right. When people say he is wrong based on his action and behavior, he would blame it on his race, which I assume would be something that his parent also taught him. it's part of that whole package. You don't admit that you're wrong. You have to find some external outlet to blame it on. This is not the first example. I have seen it multiple times. Just people overly abusing the gender or the race to get away with things. And I'm not just picking on this person. Let me tell you about my personal experience too. That my mother, whenever she is incapable of doing something, just something simple like changing a light bulb, she would be like, "Oh, I'm a woman. I can't do it. I can't just get a freaking ladder and go up there to change the light bulb. You gotta go find a man to do it for me." It's it's like you can't do it by yourself, but you're just using your gender or your race to play the victim. And people just don't want to grow up. As for my coworker, one time he went off on my other coworker, a different coworker, for a different reason. And he was talking about how he was really sick, but they won't let him take any more sick day. What really happened is that he was taking too many sick day, so they start asking for a doctor notes. And so my other coworker was like, "All you have to do is get a doctor note." And then he just told the most pathetic tantrum ever, saying that he's only 25-year old. He doesn't know how to get a doctor note. He doesn't know how to do all these things, and that he's still a baby. Ah, I'm just like, that's really cringe. It's like you blame everything and everything else except for yourself. You're very capable of doing that. So again, is another example of abusing work policy, being rude to coworker at work, being just overall not caring about the work, but that they know they can't get fired because they're gonna abuse that race car, so they get away with everything. It's unfortunate that we have to work with people like that, people who are entitled, selfish, and a narcissist. But it is that the root of it is from bad parenting, which is why we should admit that we can fix it ourselves. I fix it. When I was growing up, my mother would just really talk down to me about what I can't do, my limit is, because I'm a woman. And I was playing into that role for a while, but then I realized this is getting pathetic. I'm very capable of changing the light bulb by myself. I'm capable of putting my own furniture together. My bed set. Why do I need to call around and ask one of my guy friends to come by to do it? It's just pathetic. But some people, like my coworker, who doesn't want to grow up, who just want to go and blame everyone and everything else around them for their bad behavior. So there's a difference. Is that you know that you did wrong, but you don't want to fix it. You're very capable of doing it. And the people around you are enabling you, such as my manager who is afraid of him. So he just let that attitude just be talked back to all the time. It's like he would say, "Oh, there's some work to do. You should go do work." And he would just be like, "I'm busy," in that tone. So yeah, it's a really pathetic, um, just pathetic reaction from my manager. But then he doesn't have like just his management is really bad too. So that's also his fault. But he just rather that somebody else like just blame it on somebody else. They're like, "Oh, somebody told me that you did this, so you know," instead of being like, I'm the manager. You're not doing your work. You were being rude to your coworker. So, so let us be aware of that. That at 18 and up, you are responsible for your own action, and that you can't blame people around you and everything. I mean, you can. That's who you are, like this person, but it's not going to help you in the long run. You have that explosive personality and just go through life like that. At some point in your life, you're gonna meet someone that's gonna be an equal match with you, and then you're gonna see how hard that is to deal with that, then versus what they have now, and they can just be nice to everybody. And that would be, a good way to change themselves. Or, they can be way older and be one of those bitter people who say, "Why does the world hate me?" Oh, geez, I don't know. Maybe it's because of your rude attitude. So the point is that work on yourself. It's that simple. Work on yourself.